Wednesday, everyone. You're watching America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. We have a lot in store for you today. Immigration update. There is, like I said earlier, a path to citizenship for those of you wanting to serve in the U.S. military. Also today on the show, we have entertainment report, big events, K-Con, and World of Dance. We have Chris Judd dancing Gangnam Style, plus interviews with Amy Lee Lucas and AJ Rafael. That's today on the red carpet, brought to us by Pacific Rim here on Kababayan, LA. But for now, let's talk about the year of, what do you call it? The year of?
Year of Faith.
The Year of Faith. We have two priests joining us this afternoon on Kababayan, LA. You've met Monsignor Nestor Rebong before the show. Hello and welcome to Kababayan, LA.
Thank you.
And this parish priest from Holy Family in Glendale, Father Mike. Hello and welcome to Kababayan, LA.
Thank you very much.
When we talk about the Year of Faith, so we are closer to the end of the year. What does that entail? What does the Year of Faith entail?
Actually, the Year of Faith was open October 11, and it will be until November 24, and it's celebrated in the whole Catholic Church. And the Pope had in mind that to declare this a Year of Faith, to invite all Christians, all Catholics, to consider going back to their faith, you know, especially through the sacraments of the Eucharist, to really have a personal relationship with our God. You know, the relationship that was started through baptism.
And when we say relationship, it's more than just religion. It's really, you know, knowing God, knowing His Word, knowing what He wants for us to do. And there's one Kababayan who did that, was very, very close to the Lord, and in fact, he had this path to sainthood. Let's talk about Father, almost saint, blessed pala ngayon, right?
Yes.
Blessed Pedro Calungsod. What is his story?
Blessed Pedro Calungsod was a Filipino missionary catechist. The great thing about Pedro Calungsod was that he was actually a teenager. We believe he's about 17 or 18 years old. And what he did was he went with the priests from the Philippines over to the island of Guam to basically evangelize, you know, to spread the faith, to teach others about God, to teach them about religion, to teach them about how they are loved. And during his time there, he was martyred for his faith. And because of that great act of faith, that willingness to sacrifice himself for the faith, he's been raised to this wonderful status of soon to be a saint amongst us.
Monsignor, after this, we now have two Filipino saints, right?
Yes.
When is Father Blessed Pedro Calungsod going to be canonized?
Next week, October 21st. And in fact, there are a lot of Filipinos who are going to Rome to attend the canonization of Pedro Calungsod,
right,
who is the second saint, and many believe he was born in Cebu.
Oh wow! Because we don't have any records of.
We do not have exact records. Some would claim that he's Boholano. Some would claim he was born in Panay Island.
Right. So, but whether or not, okay, and whether you're going to, even if you're not going to Rome, you can still celebrate this wonderful, shall we say, milestone in Filipino, the Filipinos' history of faith. Father Mark, in fact, here in Glendale, you're having a celebration, telling the people of the life of Blessed Pedro, right?
Yes, on Saturday, November 10th at 7:30 p.m. in our church, we are putting on a concert sponsored by our Filipino choir, who usually serve and sing at the 11 a.m. Mass. And during this concert, we're going to highlight different parts of his life, which will then lead us into a meditation and lead us into various songs that were chosen, written by both Europeans, Americans, as well as Filipinos. And so it's a whole concert of sacred music. At the same time, myself, as well as Father Marcial Juan, the other Filipino priest at the parish, will be emceeing and also throwing in aspects of Filipino culture, faith, and kind of that story between a newly ordained American Filipino priest and kind of an old school priest from the Philippines.
It's nice because we're celebrating our faith with music. Are you going to be singing or just emceeing?
Just emceeing.
Just emceeing. Yes. Although you, Monsignor, you're going to be singing.
Oh, yes.
At a concert sometime in December.
On December 2nd in Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center.
Maybe next time you can come back and talk about that. Maybe sing for us also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can bring some priests with me. And this will be a concert by Filipino priests and a lot of lay missionaries, lay leaders in our community.
Wonderful. I'd love to hear about that next time. We can talk about that in detail. But for now, November
10th,
7:30
p.m.
Thank you for telling us all these wonderful things happening in our community. Thank you. More power to both of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with Immigration Update when we return on the show. Don't go away.